What is up, guys? All right, today we're going to go through what I like to call micro split testing. And the point of this, guys, is people who are balling on a budget, right? People who don't have unlimited ad spend, like most of us, people who want to get results faster without wasting money doing a lot of split testing. This is a great method for people who are a little bit more on a budget and kind of want to be able to test without spending as much money. And sometimes this method can take a little bit longer just because, your daily budgets are smaller, but people who are more concerned with budget than they are, quick results, this method is perfect for you. And so for this particular method, we're going to talk about Shopify, specifically a product. We just chose a random product here. Some of we've sold a lot of gaming related products on Shopify, and so this is just one that I'm kind of familiar with. So what this is, guys, is it's a gaming keyboard. So it kind of like lights up and it looks cool and things like that. And so if you wanted to, for example, test a bunch of different ad sets, right? Split testing again and again is key to being successful on Facebook. If you wanted to split test a bunch of different options, we're going to show you exactly how to do that right now. And so the first thing that I like to do is get information about people who are interested in gaming, right? Especially like professional gaming or esports, because those are the people who would be interested in a keyboard that glows like this. We want to see what they are interested in, what their interests are on Facebook, and where they kind of tend to be most densely populated. And we can get that information from a couple of different places. So inside of Audience Insights, one of my favorite tools, again, it just shows all of Facebook and kind of what they like. We can come into interests here and we can type in, let's type in like esports. So esports, League of Legends esports. So let's just type in esports as a whole, and I would expect this. Yeah, so 54% of all of Facebook is women, but only 14% of people who are interested in esports are women. So we're going to be about 85 or more percent men here, which means that we are going to dominantly provide be targeting people 18 to 24 and specifically 25 through 34, because it makes up almost 100% of the people who are interested in esports, which is great. We used Audience Insights in this way. And so then again, if we typed in, let's see what the main keyword is for this, gaming keyboards. So if we typed in gaming keyboards here, and we're in Google Trends right now, Google Trends is going to give us information about this, right? So it's going to show us, that it's very popular around some times of the year, but it generally stays, average around 50%, which is pretty good, right? And what we see here is if we actually go down to city, we can see, it shows us what the most popular city is. We can also see subregions, right? Like Oregon, Virginia, New York, California, Massachusetts are significantly more interested in gaming keyboards than is like the general population, right? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to set up an ad manager. So we're going to assume that we don't have any data, right? If we had data, obviously we would leverage that data and we would use a conversion campaign optimizing for purchases. If we had, around 25 to 35 purchases in a week, which is what Facebook advises you to actually have data-wise to be able to use conversion campaigns successfully. So we're going to run a traffic campaign because we're going to make the assumption that we have absolutely no data to work with. So we're going to make a traffic campaign here. We're going to call this one Gaming Keyboard Micro Split Tests, and we are going to continue. And so what we're going to do is we're going to again name this Gaming Keyboard Micro Split Tests. And this is going to be kind of a longer video, guys, because I want to encompass everything in this one video about how to kind of test products on Shopify and how to, micro split test if you are on a little bit more of a budget and you're okay with it taking a little bit longer to kind of find your sweet spot and find your audience. This is the best way to do it. So we're going to do a website, and we're also going to do create multiple new ad sets. This way we can actually create split tests very easily natively in the app, which is a beautiful thing. If you've been advertising on Facebook for years, you understand how amazingly kind of effective and efficient this is. If you are brand new to Facebook, then just trust me when I tell you this is an amazing feature that didn't used to be possible. And so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to remove United States here, and we're going to go back into Google, Oregon, Virginia, New York, California, Massachusetts. So we're going to do Oregon, New York, Virginia, Massachusetts, and California. Okay, So now we have those. And then for age range, right? We're going to do for age range, we're going to do a split test here because we're going to do 18 through 24 and 25 through 34 as our 2, right? So 18 through 24, and then we're going to go add age range variation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 25 through 34. And what this allows us to do, guys, is it will now make 2 different variations, right? You see up here 2 different ad sets, and it's going to populate only people that live in these 5 states, and then it's going to make 1 ad set of this age range in these states and 1 ad set of this age range in these states. And you know, as we add additional variations, it's going to create, you know, additional permutations of our ad sets, and you can see the total number of ad sets and total budget up here on the right always. So it's good to know. We're going to do English here. We're going to go men because it was like 86% men, which is, you know, it's just not worth advertising gaming keywords to women, in my opinion. And that's obviously not sexist. It's just, you know, from the data, I like to make money. Obviously, I have no problem with men or women. It's just about kind of what the data is showing us. And then we're going to go into detailed targeting. So let's try like Fortnite. 47 million people like this. Let's try... Let's actually split test this on detailed targeting. So we're gonna add another one here. We're gonna do Fortnite as its own thing. Let's do Alienware because Alienware is like a really popular kind of game. It's known for being like the best gaming equipment and things like that. So we're gonna do Alienware. And guys, remember, if you ever like don't know what to put, come over back into Audience Insights where we typed in esports, and then where it says page likes right here, click page likes and it'll show you other things, right? Like Husky StarCraft, Team Liquid, HyperX, AMD Gaming, Asus Republic Gaming, right? Newegg, DreamHack, right? Major League Gaming. This is a perfect one we should definitely do. LOL Esports. Let's try LOL Esports as well. So let's add another detailed targeting variation. Let's do LOL Esports. See 2 million people there. Let's do Major League Gaming. We see 1.2 million there. And so that's 4, right? So now we see that we have 8 ad sets, right? Because there's 4 here, and then we're split testing 2 here. And so let's do a couple more. What else should we do? Let's see what else is here. Let's do DreamHack maybe. Cloud9 might be good. MSI Gaming, Hypercraft, AMD Gaming. Let's do esports in general, and then let's see if DreamHack's available. And the reason that I know to pick these guys is because I follow Major League Gaming, and so I know you know, somewhat about it. And you know, that's not to say that you have to only sell products that you know a lot about. You can do research on them, you know, as well. I just kind of already know, and so yeah. We're gonna do esports here as well. Right, because esports is different than LOL Esports. They're 2 different companies, or they're 2 different interests. And so then now we have 10 ad sets, right? And so 10 ad sets is pretty good. We're going to edit the placements here because it's kind of not a good use of money spending on things that aren't always profitable. I like to really only do kind of feeds here. And if we do mobile, if we do mobile only, we could do that. We can't split test it mobile and desktop here, but I would duplicate. Oh man, it's just erased everything I did. But I would duplicate this afterward, and then I could do mobile only. But for now, we're just gonna leave both checked and just have it as feeds, because Facebook feeds are generally the most profitable in my experience of, you know, a ton of different campaigns. And so what we're gonna do here is we're going to optimize for link clicks. And then when you see when you're charged here, this is very important, guys, because Facebook is a company, right? They would like to make money like every company. And so they will default to charging you on impressions. And for some campaign types, like conversions and things like that, you don't have a choice. You have to actually be charged for impressions. But with traffic campaigns on the link click optimization setting, you can actually choose to only be charged when you get link clicks. This means that 1 million people could see your ad, and if no one clicks, you don't get charged a single penny. So it's very, 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 very profitable to do it this way, right? And so what we're gonna do is choose standard delivery type. Even distribution, right? And so even distribution is interesting, right? Because if you split test like Oprah Winfrey versus like something that nobody knows about, if you do even distribution, then obviously, you have a much larger audience with Oprah than like me, for example. A lot more people know who Oprah is than Kevin David for now. And so if you did even distribution, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense, right? And so what you can do, and what I like to do, is balanced distribution, as then it will actually kind of distribute your daily budget by ad set based on, the size and potential of, what that split test is about. For example, like if we scroll back up here, esports has 2.4 million, DreamHack has 500,000. So this one would have 5 times more budget allocated to it than DreamHack, just because the audience is 5 times larger, 2.5 million here versus 500,000. So we're going to do balanced distribution right there, and what we're going to do here is we are going to choose our daily budget to be rather small, right? So we see that there's 10 ad sets. And so what I like to do with micro split testing is give between $3 and $5 per ad set per day. And so we see that we have 10 ad sets here. And so we're gonna do 10 times 5, which is $50 a day, right? Which means that each ad set would get, around $5 a day. And if you want to guarantee that, you can choose even distribution. But if you have, significantly different sized audience variations like this, then balanced distribution makes more sense. But if you're just starting out and you kind of want to give an equal amount of daily budget to each one, just so you can, have things kind of be more equal, then you can leave it on even distribution. And I guess we can do that for now. But I've had good results with actually both even distribution and balanced distribution. So it's definitely worth trying both for sure. Again, like I've said a million times, those who test the most win with Facebook ads. So we're going to go to continue here. And now we see that these are all $5 daily budgets. All of the different split tests we made, right? Oregon, New York, Virginia, Massachusetts, California, 18 through 24-year-olds, same states, but it's the 25 through 34-year-olds here. And then you can see, all of the different interests that we're split testing on as well if you scroll down and look kind of closer, right? And so this is kind of, the way that we run advertisements, micro split testing. Right, and what I like to do is I like to give a number of different images, like it says here, create up to 6 ads with 1 image each at no extra charge. So if you have 6 quality images that you're going to run ads with, something like 20% off, like all of our gaming keyboards today only, or 50% off when your first purchase from our gaming superstore, or whatever your particular ad is that has some type of discount and has some type of scarcity to get them to actually purchase a little bit quicker. Using a few ads kind of up front will help you kind of determine which images are working best. And then sometimes, guys, the beauty of split testing is if you create 100 different ad sets, right, 5 of them are going to work fantastically, 95 of them or 90 of them are going to work okay, 5 of them are going to be terrible, right, or whatever the distribution is. But the point is to, as fast as you can, figure out which ad sets are actually performing well, right? And when I say performing well, I mean that the cost per purchase, right, is lower than your profit. So if you make $10 per keyboard and you have some ad sets that are giving you, it's a $5 cost per purchase, obviously those ad sets are profitable, so you can scale them up and then continue to duplicate them and test new test new split tests and interests and things like that. Kind of once you've identified which variations of your split testing are working well and which variations are not working well. So that, guys, is how I like to micro split test. And all you'd have to do then is import this into your Shopify store and run your Shopify store run ads directly to the product page, where you could have coupons and whatever additional things were that you were trying to incentivize people to actually make the purchase, guys. So that is micro split testing. How I like to do it, again, $3 to $5 per ad set per day. And then you will, within 3 to 5 days, have enough data about which ad sets are working, which ad sets are not. Obviously, pause the ones that are not, scale the ones, 15 to 30% increased daily budget per day. Again, using rules to do that is the best, kind of most time efficient way. And once you guys kind of have that all on autopilot, all you have to do is just find new products to test in the same exact way, find winners, ditch losers, and then scale from there, guys. And that is how you micro split test. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys, and let's get to the next.